Today, I'm so fortunate to have such eminent, distinguished panelists here who are leaders from their own industry sector. Can you share some of the central and state government initiatives, either the programs, the schemes, or the policies which supports the SMEs, especially in TN, Tamil Nadu state, and to compete globally?
I don't know anything to tell immediately about specific central state government initiative, but already there are certain initiatives. One important thing which I felt is the government has an initiative like SMEs has to be paid by the OEMs or the bigger customers within 90 days. See, I tell you, most of these SMEs suffer silently and bleed silently because of that delayed payment by the OEMs and the customers, their customers. And there is a rule in the government that the SME has to be paid within 90 days. But most of the time, the bigger organizations make use of, delay the payments even to 160, 120 days and 180 days. And SMEs are not in a position to go and ask it as a matter of right, because for the fear of losing the continuation of business. So though the rule is there, it is only rule is there as a rule book, but it is not in toto being implemented, or there's no monitoring body to check and ensure whether the SMEs are paid on time, or if it's not being paid, what kind of a corrective measures to ensure that they are being paid. So bigger companies leaves at the interest of the smaller SMEs. SMEs bear the outstandings and pay the interest to the banks, for which they should have received the payments at least a couple of months, or 3-4 months in advance. And the bigger organization leaves at the interest of the smaller organization, which is not good. That is one important thing I need to highlight it in the forum. And this is a big corrective measure need to be come in this country. Yeah.
Charath.
Larger companies will need top quality SMEs, people who can understand process, people who are willing to scale up along with them, and only would like to work with such SMEs, and they will be willing to expand along with them in all parts of India. So it actually opens up a bigger opportunity for an SME because of the GST, because you have a much better level playing field, and actually it is not a worry. Secondly, if I specifically talk about our industry, since you talked about some reforms the government has asked for, but after agriculture, it is the second largest employment generating industry in this country. It has the ability to employ another 40 million people, which all other industries put together cannot employ. The government has finally woken up after so many years and realized that this is the potential opportunity to move people up the value chain from agriculture. So there are a lot of initiatives being given at a central government level, not yet at a state level, but at a central government level, to boost manufacturing for the SME sector in textile and apparel, to make them more competitive, both for a global point of view. Of course, the focus is on exports, so they would like the SMEs to export more, and they're giving incentives in that. But even from a manufacturing point of view of domestic, an SME today can now think of scaling up much more faster because the incentives are there, the schemes are there, the trainings is happening, the NSDC schemes are available for a lot of skill development. The government is willing to put a lot of money. There is only one thing, there is no free money. Earlier in the previous governments, you could kind of, work your way through the system and get money under these various schemes without doing anything. That is the one difference that we see in the new government initiatives. For the genuine people who are willing to actually do it, they are willing to actually refund all your costs and make it worthwhile. So it's a little bit more painstaking, but it is all available from the government.
Chandan, and since you are from real estate sector, especially when we are talking about infrastructure support, and there are a lot of initiatives has been taken by the government to say smart cities and creation of National Industrial Corridor Development Authority, and so many initiatives taken by the government. And what is your outlook on that?
Basically, for our industry, infrastructure is very important. Without infrastructure, we cannot go forward. I cannot complete a building. But here we lack a lot of things in infrastructure. Like suppose once I complete my building, there are 3 major infrastructure which I require from the government. One is electricity, second is the roads, drainage and water. But here we do not get that. But still we plan something. The government tells us that we have to plan all those things, and we do that. We do planning. We have STPs. We have EB. Yes, suppose it delays, but now the EB system, EB, we are getting a lot of EB. There's no problem about EB now. Drainage is a major problem. Roads are the major problem. But I feel, but I cannot stop construction, right? I have to go ahead with that. So I feel now there are changes coming up. In future, I'm sure these changes will be taken care by the government.
Whenever we are talking about the growth of SMEs, we cannot discount the infrastructural support given by the government. And what's your opinion on the infrastructural support given by the government?
You know, Indian habit is to blame the government for everything, you know, the lack of this, the lack of that. It is a reality that it is what it is. They are doing their best to improve things. They are trying to make as much as possible at a state level, at a central level. India is a tough country. Change will take its time. So I think infrastructure, connectivity, port connectivity, all of this is an issue. Can I do anything about it? I can't. We have a Madras port. There is a Madurai connection junction which has been going on for 9 years because of a fight between state government, NHAI. But no point in crying over that, right? Whenever it is ready, it will make us better. Okay. Till such time, you have to plan and work around that situation. That is all we can do, right? That is the unfortunate part, but I think that is what as SMEs we all are very good at. We work around the situation and we try and move forward.
Okay. Being optimistic. The next one.
This is exactly what I meant by the ease of doing business. Unlike in other countries where the industrial estate, you go and occupy an industrial space, you are almost like plug and play. It's very, everything is there in place. You just go, put your machines, connect it and start running. But that is not the case with, unfortunate thing, that's not the case with our thing. The so-called, even the government developed industrial estates like SIPCOT and things like that. It's in my, sorry if I'm a bit blunt, it's more like a real estate, they act as a real estate agent, they're trying to divide the lands in a piece and sell it to the unit holders without even having any basic amenities. Like there should be a proper drainage, there should be a proper stormwater drain, there should be a proper common effluent treatment plant and things like that. That is absolutely not there. The lands are given with end-to-end 15-20 feet ups and downs, not even level. We buy some piece of land, you do the land filling, you spend few tens of lakhs and those kind of things. And each industry is asked to put a sewage treatment plant. There are 200 industries in that estate. Instead of each industry, small-scale industries is asked to put a sewage treatment plant. The industrial people who start it should think about and put a common effluent treatment plant which is at simple cost, much easier to handle. These kind of things, it should be government also should move. Just say, instead of developing an industrial estate, I say they should think about proper layouts with the proper street layouts. That's the basic things. This is what we are silently accepting, and we Indians have the attitude also to anything we accept and we keep striving, moving forward to. That's what we do and hope some brighter days are in the near future.
So Charath, I would like to ask a question, and can I know your views on the progress of training and skill development in manufacturing and service sector? Especially there are a lot of initiatives has been taken by the government. What's your view on that?
You are an SME in this room, you are doing 50 crore business, you have an ambition to grow to 300 crores. The first thing that you should look at is, where is my market? Infrastructure, policy of government, subsidy, all that comes at the later stage. The first stage, any business which is built on a subsidy is a dangerous business. It will not last. So look at the customer. Is it possible? Do I have a large market? If the answer is yes, then you can at least aspire to reach 500 crores or whatever that number is. Real estate is a huge industry in this country. It will get bigger, it will get more organized. So those who are attached to that industry, today or tomorrow, if they align themselves with the right partners, the right companies and grow with them, there is no reason why they will not reach the next milestone. Similarly, in apparel or in engineering or X or Y or Z, that is the way forward. What hampers an SME is just two or three other things. Availability of labor, I talked about it. There is the skill development and the training comes in that context. Government has initiatives. Technology. So 5 years back, SME could not even put up a mini ERP because the cost was so high. Today with cloud technologies available and pay as you use technologies available, even a small SME can actually have a decent quality ERP system, technology system running which allows them efficiency in their business. So there is access which is coming in a different format. There are newer techniques available. I can see Tally out here. They have done so much work in trying to make products at an affordable, say, available to people. Thanks to the various big .com guys who have come to this country in the last 5 years, the number of SMEs in our industry who have had an access to reach consumers across India is just fantastic. We have so many people who have listed on Flipkart and Amazon and X and Y, sitting in Tirupur, sitting in Jaipur, sitting in somewhere else, for whom the market is now India. And it's a huge business. So they are actually dreaming of going to 100 crores and 200 crores, etc. Because where earlier they thought, how will I sell? I have to put up a showroom. It is too much expensive. How will I go? It has opened up the whole world for them. So imagine without GST itself, there is a national playing field through the .com. Things like GST will only make it larger and bigger and bigger.
Correct, Mr. Ravi. And what kind of impact it had on SMEs, especially in reaching the new milestone? I'm talking about the training and skill development, because you are the right person seeing so many SMEs.
Yeah, in the recent period, there's quite a lot of awareness from the MSME for training, because India is a country of 1.2 billion strong manpower population. But the question is, do we have the employable manpower? That is the biggest challenge. Though that we have a manpower, the employable manpower, there is a lot of shortage. Even for our smaller household requirements of an electrician or a plumber, we are now forced to run helter-skelter to find one. So there is no proper trainings. Comparing to the engineering colleges, what's mushroomed like anything in the days, the basic skill development trainings in the trades like plumbers, fitters, electricians, welders, or all trade trainings are not grown proportionate to the growth these countries. It is a disproportionate growth. That's what I would say as far as education is concerned. So as a result, the basic skill sets needed are not there, and government aware of it, and now they started doing it. Even our association IMA in Ambattur Industrial Estate, we are doing a lot of trainings, taking care of these 10th and 12th level students to give them 3 to 6 months trainings on four-wheeler mechanics, some machining, welding, those kind of skill trainings which they've been taught and they've been positioned in companies. Even a Japanese association called JICA is trying to realize, because they found that a lot of Japanese companies are there in Chennai and also there in India, but they felt they are having a difficulty in getting a qualified manpower. So they themselves have started coming to train the people in India. That is the level of which they are going to. They came here and they are doing a program called TOT, Training of Trainers. So they train the trainers and make the trainers to train the people. And that is the serious subject, and it is needed nowadays. Otherwise, this growth is not going to be supported without people. People are the core.
Valid point.